Sorry.
Hi, Ione.
Hi, Tracy.
All right, today let's get started on some really cool. Today we're just going to do some readings that are full of information. And so with that, I'm going to tell you, I follow this new lady called the Sourdough Hoe, and she cooks in her kitchen. She's a funny little thing, but she wears her hair down, and people always got comments about her hair being down. And so she starts her show with a disclaimer. I swear, I wear my hair down. It's my fucking kitchen. If you don't like it, keep scrolling by. And so I feel the same way. It's my show. It's my talking. It's what I think is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like it, just keep on moving. I'm not making bread, though, just so you know. All right. So let's get started. I was very interested with Thanksgiving coming and fall about haiku. I love haiku poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at it. I have a friend that's very good at it. So today I thought I would explain what haiku is. It's very basic. For those of you that know, round of applause. That's awesome. So haiku is a traditional Japanese form of poetry. A haiku is a very short poem consisting of 3 lines. The typical structure is the first line is 5 syllables, second is 7, and then the third is 5. Now, I knew all this, but I wanted to be very clear for those of you who don't. So it's pretty simple. Here are some examples of a haiku. And I got these off of the internet because people can do them and I can't, but I love to share them. So here we go. And I like fall, so it's called the fall haiku. Crisp leaves swirl downward. Amber wind chills the evening. Autumn's breath whispers. Here's a Thanksgiving haiku. Warm laughter and pie. Gratitude fills the table. Harvest, hearts gather. Here's another. Pumpkin spice on mugs. Sweater weather, boots nicking. Leaf piles call my name. Right? And it sounds easy, but man, when I try to do it, I end up with 0. So here we go. Golden dusk settles. Time rustles through quiet woods. Change is in the air. Here's a fun one. Turkey takes the stage. Mashed potatoes disappear. Pie is victorious. I like that one quite a bit. Hands held side by side. Stories shared through simple grace. Thankful hearts unite. So, let's see what else we got here. What do you think about those, Ione?
I love them.
Yeah, thank you. The one I really like is that the pie is victorious.
Because it is.
It is.
That is a true statement.
It is true. And then when you add the whipped cream, woo-wee.
I can't wait to have pie.
I know, right? All right, so with that rule, I want you guys maybe try your own. I might try mine.
Yeah, try yours. I'm bad at haikus too.
I don't know how, but I'm gonna work on them this holiday. So here's some things when you want to write. Remember, it's a 5-7-5, and they're syllables. Remember when you were a kid, you like how many syllables? You'd be like Tracy, Ione,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. So, anyways, same idea. All right. So you want to draw, and these are classically really like nature inspired. You know, they draw from nature quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's what I want to say. For those of you who want to try, haikus traditionally focus on nature, the seasons, or a fleeting moment. I really love the idea of a fleeting moment. There have been so many times in my life when something happens real quick and it will never happen again, and I just relish in it. So, fleeting moments. All right, then you want to capture a moment. Mm-hmm. So imagine you're snapping like a poetic photograph. Haikus shine when they convey like a sense of something happening, like the pie or just pie is victorious. That's visual, right? Like of a feeling or an image. Then the next thing is use simple language. We don't got to use big fancy words. Don't worry about fancy words. Just haikus embrace simplicity and clarity. I think that's where, like, let's go back to this one. Turkey takes the stage. Mashed potatoes disappear. Pie is victorious, right? Pretty clear, no fancy words.
To the point.
To the point. You know, I love writers that get rid of all of the fluff. I don't like fluffy writing. Malcolm Gladwell writes with purpose. And my other favorite author is Maya Angelou.
Yes.
And I think she writes with a clarity and details that you're there in the moment.
Exactly.
Yet she has big words. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
The first author, what was their name?
Oh, Malcolm Gladwell.
What books have they written?
Blink.
Okay.
And I usually know these, but my memory. Outsiders, maybe. And he wrote What the Dog Saw.
Okay.
Um,
Because the name sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember if I
Blink.
knew them.
It was pivotal.
Mhm.
Blink is whereby you know that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So that old saying that says, if it's a duck, walks like a duck, quacks. It's a
Yeah,
duck. Don't
yeah.
try to fool yourself. It
Yeah.
is a duck. That's what Blink is. And humans, apparently, well, those of us that are still in tune with it, which I am,
Good.
a blink is literally that quick, like your eyes blink, right?
Yeah.
And you ever go somewhere, meet something or whatever you're doing, and you're like, oh, that feels funny. Oh, that's not right. It almost always turns out to be true if your blink is, I think, healthy and in tune with really what's happening.
Yeah.
So that book for me was amazing because I have a really good blink, and I am every person we interviewed, and I said, take that one. It was spectacular. The ones that I said I wouldn't hire them and my boss did were a disaster.
So it's kind of like intuition in a way?
It is intuition.
Okay.
And it's a gut feeling, you could call
Right.
it. But his book is called Blink.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
And there's lots of research, by the way.
Mhm.
Malcolm Gladwell writes and gathers ideas and information,
Mhm.
but he supports it with solid research. So in
Right.
his book, he interviews researchers who are doing these types of research in psychology and physiology and sociology and all the things that make us human and where this blink comes to be.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Back
No,
to
you did
your
great. You did great. So guys, remember haikus do not typically rhyme, so there's no pressure there. And so finally include a kigo or kayago. I don't know, I'm saying it probably wrong. In Japanese tradition, a kigo, we'll just go with Kigo, so is a seasonal word. For example, pumpkin, turkey, snow, and blossom. Okay, pretty cool. So there you go. Get out there, write some haikus. I'm going to try myself.